Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel and to another episode of our youth only Road to Glory, where we take our team one of our own FC and see how far we can take them up the English pyramid, starting off in the National League South and trying to work our way, hopefully one day, to the Premier League. We've got 30 seasons to do so. We're currently in the National League, so we just missed out on the playoffs last year to get back-to-back promotions, but we are going again this year. And as you can see, a couple of youngsters, a couple of youth players are starting to make their appearance into the first team. So the right back, Oscar Rydell, 1.5 stars currently, but a good right back for the future with a 5-star potential. So we're chucking him straight into the first team, and hopefully he can get some game time and improve in this squad and become a very good right back for us, because our only other right back, Smith, is 36 years old. So it's time to put him straight into the team and hopefully he becomes a good player for us. Also, German, the striker. We had 3 strikers that have retired because they're getting on mid-30s. So German has come in and it looks like we haven't got a backup striker. So I might have to have a look on the reserves and put someone on there. But German, 2.5 million value, 3.5 star rating already. Out on loan last year, scored 24 goals in 40 games. So looks to be a very good player for us. Hopefully does become good. And on the bench, Lofthouse, 18 years of age, currently 2 stars. And I believe he's got 4.5 star potential. So could become a very good player for us. But he is on the bench and should get some game time throughout the season. We do have Newball as a striker, so he could be our backup striker. We have got, of course, a couple of youngsters on the reserves that we have sent out on loan, and I believe there is strikers. We've got another right back, Sullivan. These players on the reserves are either players that we've had come through the youth system, or they were players that were already in the club when we started this save. If we have a look at our transfer history, we'll see the players that come through. So Rydell, of course, who you've already seen, straight into the first team. And Liver's Edge looks to be a very good player as well. 16 years of age, already at 2 million value. So we send him out on loan and he could be a good player for us. Also, last episode, if you saw, we used the transfer tactic. So Williams, our best centre-back. We haven't got much options at centre-back, but we sold him to be sold at the end of the season. Then when it came to the end of the season, I just rejected the transfer. So we've still got hold of him and his morale hasn't dropped. So that's a very good tip to sell at the end of the season, then just cancel when it does get to that point. So this is the team we've got going into this season. The board expects us to challenge for the league title, and it's going to be difficult to get promotion because, of course, in the National League, only the winner gets automatic promotion. And then there's 6 teams fighting for the playoffs. So we're going to go, as usual, through until we get our first crop of youth players for this season. So considering we're meant to be aiming for the league title, we've had a poor start to the season. As you can see, we've had a few wins, a couple losses, and quite a few draws, 4 draws in a row, which means we're currently sitting in 9th position, 9 points off of top of the league, Oldham as well. So a horrible start to the season for where this team is supposed to be. But hopefully they turn it around come the rest of the year. But we've got our crop of youth players. We've got 9 players coming through. 9s all around. So let's have a look at the players, and that is a good intake. Look at that. So we've got 2 attacking midfielders, 4.5 star potential. We've got a left midfielder, 5-star potential, a centre defensive midfielder with 5 stars, and a centre midfielder with 3.5 stars. Now, of course, as usual, these ratings can fluctuate. These are just their initial potentials, but some can go down. The half stars, 1 stars can go all the way up. So there's a lot that can change throughout the season, but initially, that's a very good intake this year. So let's sim on through until the 1st of January, where hopefully the team has turned it around and we jump up the table. Okay, so we're through till the 1st of January and we have moved slightly up the league. We're up to 4th place, but as you can see, if you look at the table, we have played extra games than the teams around us. And there's a big gap to get into that top 3. 3rd place Aldershot are 11 points above us, and we're only 5 points above Gateshead. And of course, they've all got games in hand on us as well. So we're moving up the table, but it doesn't look like we're going to get close to top of the league. We're 12 points off, just over halfway through the season. If we have a look at our youth players coming through, and a slight drop. So 4.5-star Wild has dropped to half a star. 5-star Alston has dropped half a star. But Moon and Manhertz, a centre midfielder and a goalkeeper, have slightly improved. So Moon's gone up to a 3-star. Hopefully he continues improving at that pace and he could go up to a 4 or even a 4.5-star potential. Hopefully the 5 stars and 4.5 stars do remain where they are and don't drop any further. But it still looks like a good youth intake for this year. So it's come to January, so it's time for us to renew some contracts, have a look at the squad if there's anyone we need to sell on or improve. But we're through to the 3rd round of the FA Cup. We're playing at home to Millwall, and we've made it to the 4th round of the FA Trophy. So maybe a chance at a trophy here. And of course, FA Cup, it's good to play some of the big teams and to get some prize money. We actually beat Rotherham away from home in the 2nd round. So big result there. FA Cup, we played Eastbourne. Borough made it to the 1st round. German getting all the goals. I assume he is our top goal scorer at the club currently. If we have a look at goals, I assume it's German, and it is. He's flying away with it. 23 goals so far, valued at 5 million. He's got 16 in 24 in the league so far. So of course he is becoming a good player for us, almost getting a goal contribution per game. But let's continue on with the season, and I'll catch up with you towards the end, where hopefully we're still in the playoffs and we should have a good chance of winning those. Of course, it's going to be difficult though. Playoffs are never easy. But let's continue on and see how we get on. So we had a strong end to the season, went on a good run of form, winning a lot of games, and we actually pipped it back and got 3rd place, just pipped Aldershot to 3rd place, which means we've got to buy into the semi-finals of the playoffs. Aldershot did beat Gateshead on penalties in the 1st round, so it does mean we will be playing Aldershot in the semi-finals of the playoffs. And of course, Hartlepool beating Doncaster will play Oldham in the other semi-final. So unfortunately, we didn't win the league, which the board expected us to do at the start of the season. But we've got the playoffs, so we've still got a 2nd chance at getting a promotion. So of course, Aldershot at home is our 1st game. We are favourites going into this one. Hopefully the team is fit. So Williams is suspended. A few injuries as well. Ideally, we want our right back playing there. Rydell. We want Rydell playing at right back. Of course, the assistant manager will sort out the team. Unfortunately, a couple injuries and a suspension going into this game. But hopefully we can still pick up the win. Let's have a look. Do we make it? And we did. 3-0 home win. German with a hat-trick. He's been on fire this season. I did reject a couple bids. Some big bids coming in for him. 13 million was offered by Bournemouth. So we just had to keep rejecting that. Of course, last time when we done this save, financially wasn't a problem. We had loads of money. Of course, you can't spend it other than on players' wages. But a 3-0 win, we will be playing Oldham, who have beat Hartlepool in their semi-final in extra time. So that's gone the distance as well. So we will be playing Oldham in the final at Wembley. And we're actually going into this one as favourites. So hopefully we can do the job and win this game. We lost in the playoff final last year. We're playing again the playoff final at Wembley. Hopefully we pick up this win. And that sees us go up into League 2. How did we get on against Oldham in the league? So we drew at Oldham's ground and we drew at our ground, 1-1 apiece at both games. It's going to be a tight game. Of course, Oldham, technically home advantage, but it is at Wembley. So let's see how we get on. Hopefully, promotion. Have we done it? We've lost on penalties again. The second year running, penalty loss in the final. Rydell, the other youngster, getting on the score sheet, the right back. Not German, he didn't show up this time. Worthington getting our other goal. But unfortunately, we have lost on penalties for the second year running, which is very frustrating. Did German start? Where's German? I'm looking at the wrong side. German did start. Unfortunately, no goals for him this time round, but I'm sure he's the league's top scorer. Let's have a look, but I'm sure German would have got it, and he has 26 goals. Jordan Young in 5th place as well, so good goals from our players, but unfortunately we've lost out in the final of the playoffs again for the second year running. So unfortunately we are playing the National League again next season. Hopefully this squad can do it next year though. German is improving, of course, every year. He's now got 15 pace, 15 technique, 17 shooting, 17 movement. So he's improving each year. So he should score even more goals next year. Of course, our right back, we're going to keep chucking on the reserves. Rydell. Hopefully he becomes a good player. 15 pace, 15 aggression, 14 tackling. Looks like a good player, 3 stars. Hopefully he gets more involved next year. And on our reserves, of course, Liver's Edge, our other striker, looks a very good player. Maybe we bring him in as a good backup. But unfortunately, the playoff final, we have missed out again. And if we have a look at our youth players, they have dropped in ratings as well. So we've got a 4.5 star Sambu. These are only one, no 5 stars this year. But I'm going to go through until the 21st of May. And we'll probably accept all of these players. Obviously not the 1 stars, half a star. Do we need centre midfielders? Probably not. 2.5, 2 star potential is not really good enough. I think we'll only take on Marriott, Sambu. We'll take Manhurts, the goalkeeper. He's shot up recently, up to 3.5 stars. Still not great. We'll take on Alston as well. Worst case scenario, we just sell these players on. So I'll go through to the 21st of May, where we accept these players at the end of the season. Okay, so here we are, up to take our youth intake. So we'll take the Silvers as well. Then we'll take Wild, we'll take Marriott, we'll release Moon, Alston, Sambu, and Manhurts, and we'll release the rest. So these players, as usual, we'll send them out on loan to get some experience, hopefully improve. But winger, left winger, I'll have a look what we need in our squad. Maybe we need a left winger coming up. Marriott, he can go straight out on loan. So we'll get rid of him, out on loan to improve, and hopefully he'll come back to be a good player for us. Sambu can play centre midfield, which is handy. I'll just set these players to not sell. Wild, why is he on the reserves? I was a striker. Wasn't our right back called Wild? Or was he called something else? Was it Wild? Rydell. Not Wild at all. So these players, I'm just going to send out on loan. We'll add to the first team if and when we need them to. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Hopefully next year we can get promotion into League 2. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.